Hi, this is Ken Rizzo with Woodturners Wonders. This video is going to be about all the different sanding pad holders we have, to take the mystery out of what works with which items and so forth, and to complement each other and the best way to use them. This will simplify for you which ones that you might like to use and give a try. Okay, so here we go. The first item we're going to talk about is our Tapered Tuffys, and they come in a 2-inch and a 3-inch. These are very inexpensive, very strong. The shank on them is built right into them. No problem running them forwards or backwards. They have a really strong hook material on them, and the 3-inch is fairly flexible on the edges. The 2-inch not so much. We have a lot of wood turners that use these and like them because of their cost and because of how well they hold up. This is a favorite of Chris Ramsey, if you know who he is. That's our Tapered Tuffys. Our next product to talk about here is our little handy hand sander. These are a soft foam pad. They have a contour in them to help you grip them like that. They're great for putting around, getting around smaller, tight areas like that. They are for a 3-inch in diameter pad only, or the oversize. Okay, and you can use them on just holding them against a bowl while it's turning on the lathe, or you can hand sand with them, and they're really handy to have. These are what we call our handy hand sanders. Okay, the next product here is our radius edge backer pads. These can be mounted on any of the hook and loop type pads we have. For example, you can put it on the Tapered Tuffy like that, so the pad will follow the contour of the radius. Works especially well on the oversized sanding disc we sell. It's good for getting in the corners of boxes and so forth like that. They come in a 3-inch like this one, or the 2-inch. And these are our curved radius edge backer pads. The next item here is this is the same material as our heavy duty pads, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's a medium soft pad. The unique thing about these is they're made to be used with angle grinders. They have the 5/8 thread that most angle grinders have. So if you want to remove a heck of a lot of material in a hurry, you can put one of these on your angle grinder. This is good for carvers as well. It'll take a lot of wood off of your product, whatever you're working on, in a hurry. We have these in a 3-inch and a 2-inch. These are our heavy-duty sanding pad holders, we call them. A favorite of a lot of people who don't care to use our roll-lock system. They're very tough. They hold up a long time. They have a good Velcro. The shaft that drives them comes in the kit like this, and you could put Loctite on them if you wanted to and really screw them in there. Then they could be run forwards or backwards. And these pads have an M6 thread on them. They're also the pad that we use on our inertia turbo sander, which we'll go over in another video. They pop right in there with an M6. There's a magnet that holds them in like that. And so these are the sanding pad holders that you get with the turbo system, or if you wanted to get some extra ones, these would be the ones that you would order to use with our turbo sander. The other way you can use them is to take the shaft out of them like that, and if you're lucky enough to get one of our either our 3-inch random orbital pneumatic sander, or this little compact 2-inch random orbital sander, they come with an adapter that will fit in the base of the sander. It's the purple one. We color them so you won't get them mixed up. And that will fit into the heavy-duty sanding pad holder. And then the other end, which is 5/16, screws into the bottom of the sanding orbital sander, and they work wonderful with that. Okay, so we have 2 different sanding pad holders that will work with the random orbital sanders. This is one of them, and the other one is our roll-lock system, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So once again, the heavy duty sanding pad holders, the 2-inch and the 3-inch. These are a favorite of a lot of our vessel makers. These are what we call our Hex Shanks. They come in 3, 4, and 6-inch lengths. You can buy them individually or as a set. They have a 1/4x20 thread, which is very popular for a lot of different sanding pad holders. This fits very well with our Rolox system, which we will talk about in the future. But they have a 1/4x20 thread also. They screw right in like that. They have the depression here, so they work in the chucks that are just click in, or you can just chuck it up an electric drill and get a deeper reach. These again are Hex Shanks. Okay, for those who work on bigger stuff, these are our 5-inch sanding pad holders. The Wonder Weave products that we carry about that are discussed in another video work great on these sanding pad holders. One comes with no holes in it and a little bit on the firm side. And the other two, one has 5 holes, the other one has multi-holes. If you do any vacuuming while you sand. They're both fairly stiff, although the white one has pretty soft edges. And these are our 5-inch sanding pad holders. And these two will screw directly into our 2 orbital sanders that we sell. The 2-inch orbital sander and the 3-inch orbital sander will drive these things with no problem. So if you work on a little bigger stuff, would like to get a bigger sanding pad, this is your guy right here. Once again, these are our 5-inch sanding pad holders. One last thing regarding the 5-inch backer pads. These handy little backup pads that are in an interface between the sanding pad holder and your sanding disc is a pretty good item to have. It does help significantly to hold the pad onto the disc. And those that are using electric orbital sanders and use these discs, sometimes if the pad is lifted off the work, it could throw the pad, but with these backer pads in between, it does a really good job of taking a bite on them so they don't get away on you. These are the the backer pads. And by the way, these come in 5, 6, 2, and 3-inch. And they work real well with our Wonder Weave products, the backer pads. This is a favorite among wood turners. These are our wool buffs. The neat thing about these is they have a hook and loop back also. So these will attach to any of our sanding pad holders. Anything from a hand sander, the Tapered Tuffy, the Rolox system, they'll all hold these no problem at all. We have 2 3-inch ones. One of them is 100% lamb's wool. That's the actual pelt of the lamb. The other one is also 100% wool, but it's knitted. And we have a 2-inch one that is also knitted, not available in the pelt. These are great as just a standalone to do a high buff on your finished product. Some people like to use them with the different rouges and so forth, or the different types of products like on the Beal Buff system. Personally, I like to use them just to polish up a bowl after it's all done with the finish on it, and they work really well at that and very inexpensive. Again, these are our wool buffs. This is a little favorite of my own self and the turnings that I do and a lot of other wood turners. We call it our sanding taco because it kind of looks like a taco. And the whole thing is covered with Velcro, and it's a little on the hard side, but what you do is you can take a 5-inch pad and wrap it around like that, and it's great for sanding around the foot of a bowl or something like that. It can also be used, right on the lathe with the lathe spinning to hold your piece, and with this rubbing up against it. You can also put 2 and 3-inch pads on it, or it just won't cover the whole thing. So it's a handy little item to have, help you keep from burning your fingers, and we affectionately call it a sanding taco, and it's very economical. The next product I'd like to show you, we've had a request for these for quite some time, and we finally got around to having them made. This, believe it or not, is a 1-inch Velcro pad, and it's made for holding 1-inch sandpaper. Some people will put a little bit of oversized paper in there. That's not real advisable of getting too much oversized. There's not a whole lot of surface area here, so it could break loose on you. But they're very economical. We sell them by themselves, or we sell them with a shaft. They are a 1/4 by 20 thread, so they'll also work with our Hex Shanks, which I showed you previously, but makes it real handy for getting down deep into something like that, to sand. And you can buy them with them shank, a bag of 5. We have them several different ways. So this is our little 1-inch sanding pad holder.